tappin'. Yeah, Memphis, I'm back at it. Niggas notice the difference, just more chrome, Prezi, no stones.
You already know what it is. Your boy Memphis Bleek back with a new episode of ROC Solid. And you know, if anybody on this show, that mean they rock solid and they my brothers. And I'm happy to announce I got my real bro Just Blaze in the studio.
Yes, sir.
Me and Just go back like do-rag wave caps. You heard? That's how me and my bro go back. I met this guy 1999 or 98 going into 99.
Yeah.
And it's just been brotherhood since then. So Just appreciate you, my guy, coming through. You already know what it is. This is just a convo, my brother. Good seeing you,
When's the last time you wore a do-rag wave cap?
When I retired. When I took that's when the do-rag came off.
Right.
That's why a lot of people don't know, you know, I'm about to drop some music, right? And the first call I made, I did a song, I called Just. I'm like, yo, Just, I know you don't make beats, but I need one.
Right.
He was like, send me the joint. I sent it to him. And after you sent it back, after I heard everything,
right.
You know the name of the record is Do-Rag Bleek. On Mommy. That's the name of that record. It's called Do-Rag Bleek because I felt that's where I was when I envisioned it. Like it was the skills of who I was then,
right.
But the message is who I am now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like you hear me, you hear that young hunger,
right.
And then when you really listen, you like, damn, Bleek talking that grown up talk right now. So
right.
That's why it's like it's Do-Rag Bleek. You
no
know
doubt.
Yeah. Word up. So what you been up to, man?
Man, family.
I know, man. Fam, definitely fam first, man. You got the beautiful kids out there, vacationing everywhere, trying to compete with me, y'all.
We actually just came from Orlando not long ago.
Ooh.
But yeah, just family. You know, Brian, my wife, and a couple partners started a video game production studio called Brassline Entertainment. So I helped with that. You know, in terms of getting that up off the ground and up and running, it's a beautiful thing now to see, you know, what they're building, how they're building it, as diverse as the staff is, and as many of them as there are. I can't wait till we can announce things a bit further. Yeah. But it's been an amazing past couple of years. I mean, you know, it's that whole story, you know. Yeah. Started in my living room, literally, right? Yeah. And you fast forward 3-4 years later, and everything that you hoped and worked and dreamed towards is now, you know, happening in full swing.
That's the beauty of this business, man. Right. Watching everything come to fruition that you put down on paper and watching it grow is like, that's the best. It's almost the same as having a child. It really is. It really is. Talk.
It's like it's a different form of child because you know, it all starts from an idea.
Yes, definitely, and watch it grow.
Right.
So, Just, man, let's get into it. Y'all don't know, my man Just is a tech genius. Just so y'all know, as we recording him, he's recording us. Just to make sure we ain't fucking up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let everybody know. He got the ill glasses that's taping everything. So if you think you're gonna walk by him and think you slipped on his property and sue him, he got it on tape. He got it on tape. So out of the video game stuff you're talking about, I had a question. What's your top 5 video games of all time? Because you a major gamer.
That's a tough one. I would have to, you know, I'm old, right? So I'm going to go back to the 80s.
Yeah, that's all. Come on. Frogger, all that. Zelda, I played all that. Well, I want to know,
Street Fighter for sure.
Of course.
And Mortal Kombat. They kind of almost go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right? Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Revenge of Shinobi. Not just for the game, but for the music. The music in that game is something that inspired me to create.
That's 3.
I would have.
That's 3.
I would have to say Call of Duty.
Ooh, that's right. Put the gunplay in there. That's right.
I would have to say Call of Duty, just as a series. There's some that are better than others. But
definitely. Black Ops.
You a Black Ops guy?
That's right. It's the best.
Okay. And then I'll get one more. Damn, the last one. Hold on, it's gonna come to me. Yeah, I would have to say SOCOM.
SOCOM.
That's
ain't that like the biggest open world?
Nah,
game?
SOCOM was old. SOCOM was like the first online game on a console first person shooter on the console. It's kind of like I wouldn't say a predecessor to Call of Duty, but it was the first game where you could get online and do the Call of Duty type thing, and actually had the headset. I think it was August.
Yo, you was the first in baseline with all the games. Xbox, PlayStation. You know, me and you never had an argument in our life. You know that, right? We never had an argument. But you know you yelled at me one time.
What was it?
One time.
What was it?
You was playing Guru and basketball on Xbox. And I'm like, yo, Just, I need the beat. This nigga like, hold on 1 fucking minute. Give me 1 minute, man. We in the middle of the game. I'm like, God damn, Just, I've never seen Just play like this. So I'm like, wait a minute. Is it the game? They don't know how competitive this guy is. When it come to that game,
I think it was that was just baseline in general. Yo, the only two people that ever beat me at anything at baseline. After I beat Guru in the DJ battle, which we'll talk about.
Oh yeah, we got to get into that.
Yeah, then he came back. I forget what we played, but he got me good. And you know, I slept on Hove.
And what? The boxing. Hove was nice.
At the boxing.
Yo, Hove was nice in the boxing. Fight night. Oh my Jesus Christ. He would drag you to the late rounds and do you.
Totally. You know, I used to do things at baseline like play with one hand.
Yep.
Like, all right. Nope. And then, so he's like, I can play. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. Hove was nice.
He got on the sticks and I was like, yo, like, by the time I figured out that I was being pool shark, it was too late.
Yo, it's like that on the pool table too.
Right.
You know, Hove is, you miss once, you don't get to shoot
again.
Right,
you don't get to shoot again, right.
Between him and Juan, you cannot miss. You miss once, you do not shoot again. Game is over. Grab grab the triangle and rack up, baby. That's it, game over.
You know I still got the baseline pool table.
No way. You had all the baseline, all the classic memorabilia for the Hove museum thing.
Yeah, so now when we did the thing at the museum, I had got a call from Dave Malikpour, who was the dude that built the original baseline. So we was talking about something else a few days before that. I forget what it was, just something from my studio.
Yes.
For the current studio. And he called me like 2 days later and he was like, yo, so all the stuff from baseline, you know, how much of that do you have? Or do you have any of it? I'm like, I have everything. Like,
wow.
What do you mean? I'm like, I literally have everything. Like, he's like the keyboards. I said, you know, I had the board, I had the monitors, I had the tape machine.
Wow.
I have anything that was hung up on the walls, like reels. Like, I literally had. When we shut down baseline, you know, everything basically just went into storage.
Yes.
And the most unfortunate part about it was stored for years. And then we finally said, all right, let's figure out what we're going to do with all this, right? So first thing we did, we got rid of everything that was trash.
Yep.
And we had the soda machine on, all of this out of here.
Yo,
got a couple of dumpsters, got rid of all of that, and just kept the important stuff. And we had the plan to come back the following week to start figuring out what to do with the important stuff.
Yes.
And we caught a flood. We had a hurricane, 2020.
Oh yeah, the shit that hit New York. Yeah.
And ended up catching about 2.5, 3 feet of water.
Damn.
So we're just like, when Dave called me and I told him what happened, I said, listen, we've been trying to figure out what we're gonna do because a lot of stuff got water damage, but we don't know the extent of it. So the deal I made with him, he told me what was going on with the museum, and it was wild that the dude that originally built it was the guy rebuilding it
in the museum. That's dope, man.
I said, listen, I don't want no money out of it. I don't, we don't need to worry about finances. Just do your rebuild and
take care of the stuff.
Exactly.
That's
Just get
right.
back and return everything in working order, or as much working order as possible.
That's right.
So that's what we're working on now. That the exam is over.
That was the biggest draw at the museum. You noticed that,
sure.
right? Everybody, as soon as they saw the baseline, everybody was up in there. Like, I got to check it out, man. That studio made classics, man. Like, we got a lot of history to talk about in baseline. But since you brought it up, let's get into it.
But so one thing I will say, my wife was like, you're gonna catch feelings when you walk in there. I'm like,
hell yeah, yo.
But it wasn't just the room reconstructed as well as it was in terms of the accuracy. It was also everybody being there, inside that same space that we had.
Yo, I didn't think that myself. When I walked into the museum, I'm thinking, okay, they did a you know, a little exhibit for Jay.
Right.
Let's go check it out. But then when you actually walk through and seeing the history, and it's like, wait a minute, we were really there. We are part of this. We contributed to this. It's like, this is our exhibit too. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it made me feel. And then to be in Brooklyn, come on, dog. I walked and rode bikes past that museum my whole life. So to have something in there with my face on it was like, oh, that's a blessing.
What kind of bike you rode?
Oh man, I rode everything. Mongooses, GT Performers. When they came out with the rotary neck, I thought I was the nicest in the head, hitting the spin handlebars, you know what I'm saying? The pegs, all that. I wasn't too nice, but we used to get busy.
You gotta come before you, on your way out, after we done here, you gotta swing by the crib real quick.
I
got a little collection.
Of the bikes?
Yes.
Yo, you ain't playing. Just ain't fucking playing. You got the museum of museums, man. Like, but yo, listen, I want to start a versus, right?
Okay.
A DJ battle, because a lot of people don't know you nice on the wheels of steel.
Yes, sir.
I watch my man make Show Me What You Got beat just off one turntable.
Right. Just cutting in everything live.
So just off one turn, y'all producers, stop playing. Y'all using all this computerized. They do it for you, because I can make a beat now. Back then I couldn't. We gonna get into that too.
But you know what it is for me, and I always tell people this, like, me as a producer and the way I move as a producer is all dictated by learning. I was a DJ from the time I was knee high, right?
Yeah, your brother putting in that work. Shout out DJ Pound out there in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy, bro.
Yeah, nah, but
that's my guy.
It's for both of us, because you know we both of us grew up in that era where you didn't just rap, you didn't just make beats, you didn't just DJ, you didn't just b-boy, you did everything, right? And then you figured out along your journey, you figure out what you're good at, best at, and that's what you pursue. You know, and as nice of a DJ as I am, because he's a working DJ, like, that's what he does. Yes. He smashes me, pause.
Like, your brother?
Yeah.
No,
like,
Pound
he gets busy, but he does it every night. Yes. I come out on stage occasionally and still use it in the studio, but that's how he lived.
That was the first time I seen my man Guru mad. Was battling my man Just Blaze, and he asked for the smoke.
Yeah, he did.
He asked for the smoke that day. He was in there getting busy, and we was in there like, ooh, good. And then Just like get on the stills. It wasn't even the battle. No. Niggas just was playing. And then Guru got pissed at Just like, hold on, get off my turntables. These is mine. Like,
and I remember that whole walked in the room like,
yo, what's going on?
Yeah, he sat down, took a front row seat.
Yep, like, oh, they getting it in. They on their DJ scratch battle right now. Yeah, that was ill, man. That, like, Guru get busy on the DJ, but he can't fuck with you, DJ. Nope. I told him that to his face. He can't fuck with my man Just on the cutting up. Rocking the party. Now, I don't know if you got Goo on Rocking the Party, because Goo be out there. Goo be out there DJing everywhere. Oh, it's smoke, see? You see, y'all? DJ versus Swiss, holla at me. Guru and Just Blaze. We only need one show.
I'm saying you only need one time.
We only need one show. I don't care about no other DJs. Just these two.
And one turntable.
Word up. That's it. Yo, but all the history that we did in baseline.
Right.
Like, I'm going to ask you, it's a two-part question. Because I got to know, like, besides Hove, because we already know Hove.
Right, of course.
What's your top, I ain't going to even say 3 beats you ever made? Whether for any artist, Freeway, me, Dipset.
3 is hard.
Yeah.
You know, because so many classics came out of that space.
Who was the most fun to work with, like artist-wise? Like, because you worked with a lot of artists, man.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't know, you know what I mean? You put a lot of work in on Bad Boy. Like, you did a lot of Mace project, you know what I'm saying?
No, you know what? I'll say overall, if you look at the story and the history and how it all happened, I have to put PSA on that list, right?
Oh, man.
Because, you know, the record happened so last minute and so unplanned, right? Like, we was mixing, this is 2003. What are we mixing?
Was it
Hypnotic?
Probably.
I think we were mixing Hypnotic around the corner at Battery.
Yep.
Album's done. You know, like, I've mentally moved on. Right? Did December 4th and did the intro. we physically moved on. The album's already at the plant. Like it's already being manufactured. So while we're mixing Hypnotic, the homie, my brother Jack, comes through with the Little Boy blues record. Like, yo, you need to listen to this. And at first I was like, all right, we'll get to it. Because we're in the middle of this mix. He's like, nah, you need to listen to this. So Jack don't talk a lot. Yeah. So if he say it twice,
you need to check it out.
Yes. All right, hold on. So Ken, I want to say Ken Lewis was the one of my engineer OGs. He's mixing, and I got the headphones on, and my jaw just hit the floor, and I'm like, yo, Ken, stop whatever you're doing right now. Turn this up. So he plays it on the speakers, and I'm like, and his face perks up like, when am I mixing this? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. I don't even know what's happening right now. But I make the beat right away, run around the corner, and we all know that part, ran And Jay at first was like, do we need this? And me and Len is sitting there like, and me, Len and Goo was sitting there like, what do you mean do we need this?
You need this.
Right. So he goes and does it. And I told that story a million times. But going back to what I was saying about the game studio, right? It's one of those things where it's just an idea. And it might happen, it might not. But to watch it come to fruition and watch it happen so quickly. And for something that was kind of like, I don't even want to call it an afterthought, because it was just a last minute thing, but for something that we did so quickly to kind of become one of his career defining
biggest records too.
Yeah, is amazing. Like,
I remember when I found out that was you on the intro.
Right.
I remember when you talk, I'm like, yo, who's that talking in the beginning? Where you get that sample from? Just like, man, that's me.
Fellow Americans.
I'm like, yo, you lying. He like, no, that's me talking.
Yep, that and the second one. Yep. But yeah, so I would have to say that. I would have to say, You Don't Know. Because a lot of the Blueprint records existed like way before, like the records that we were doing had already been in the stash. Like everybody knows, I've said a zillion times, Girls was made with Ghostface in mind. Yeah. And me and Hip were holding it for that, for the time we would eventually meet. So a lot of those records were done. I think You Don't Know went through so many almosts, and I kept getting. There was only two artists that ever heard that record aside from Jay was P, rest in peace, Prodigy, and Busta. Right, but they both heard it in the context where like I'm skipping. Remember, we used to have the DATs. We used to have to fast forward. So I'm fast forwarding through the DAT, and they would hear that and be like, "What's that?" And I'm like, and it wasn't that they weren't capable. I just knew that record needed to go somewhere super special. It needed to be a moment. Yeah. And I wasn't necessarily holding it for Jay, because remember at the time when I made the beat, Jay wasn't recording. Like the Blueprint happened on a whim. Yeah. He just walked in like, yo, anybody got some beats? I just got 4 from Jay, right? So when he walked in unplanned, unannounced, like, yo, I feel like rapping, I just felt something like, this is
the record, yeah.
Right. So definitely that one. I really mean it was kind of the same way.
Yo, I was just about to say, bro, listen, that record, I hated all of y'all. I hated all of y'all. You was part of Dipset during that record. You ain't even know.
Well, I remember that day, funny enough, that day, that was the day Cam was like, yo, let me get you a Dipset chain. I was like, okay. I never got it. But yeah, that was another beat that was laying around for a while. Yeah. And the things I loved it musically, I never liked the way that it sounded sonically. But when they came in, they were like, yo, we need something, we need it now. So I was just like, what's the hardest thing that I have right now that we can...
That really meaned you.
Yeah, so and originally...
They stomped on that.
Cam wasn't on it originally. It was...
Just Jim and Santana.
And then... And then the thing with Nas happened. And then Cam came right back like the next day and was like, nah, we focus.
Yeah, no. They stomped on that record. Yeah. That's a classic. That's what I was gonna say. That's one of my favorites. And you just even explaining what you said, just even with that tape, like even knowing this beat needed to be for a bigger purpose and all of that.
Right. It wasn't because it wasn't a bigger artist.
It was just bigger purpose. I tell people all the time that's the difference between beat makers and producers. Because a beat maker just giving you a tape and let you shop through all the beats he's supposed to do.
Right.
Like, he send you 27 beats. It's like, yo, fam, I only can rap the 1 or 2. Right. You're supposed to pick the best 2 and know.
Well, he's also supposed to like walk with you through the process. That's why I tell a lot of times. you know, even the records where I didn't do the beat,
You still gave direction.
Me and Goo produced a lot of those records that were done at baseline, because the producer would just drop the beat off and leave.
Yep. Yo.
And me and Goo would be the ones like, all right, we got these 30 beats from whatever producer. Let's take these 3, focus on these 3. All right, get with the artist. This is what we talking about. This is how we talking about it. Coaching them through the vocal takes, pulling the best performance out of them. So it was really a lot of times either the artists were producing themselves or me and Goo were producing those records.
Yeah, I played a major part. You remember Keep It Real Wednesday?
Keep It Real Wednesday. I think I still might have one of the t-shirts.
Yo, listen. It's still producers to this day that don't like us.
Right.
To this day that like, yo, Bleek, you ain't getting no beat. None of y'all. Beans, Freeway, Jay, I don't care what y'all say.
Right.
How much money? No beats for y'all.
So for those who aren't aware, Keep It Real Wednesday, this is how...
Yo, we was foul.
This is how Keep It Real Wednesday originated. I won't say the producer, but somebody had left a tape with Hov. And at the time, he loved it, right? I came in the next day. I wasn't there that day. This was like whatever day of the week it was. I took a day off. Come in the next day. He's like, "Yo, you might be finished out here." You know how Hov is.
Yeah, you're always trying to tell you somebody else taking your spot.
Right. So he's like, "You might be finished out here." I'm like, "Wow." He's like, "Such and such just came through with like 20, and they crazy." The tape was still in the DAT player in my studio, right, in the B room.
Yeah.
So I played the tape, and I'm like, "Okay." Right? Like, this is what everybody's going crazy. But I didn't voice my opinion. I just kept it to myself. But I'm listening to the tape like, my spot is fine.
Exactly.
Right? So later on that day, either later on that day or the next day, everybody comes in and they play the tape. And all the faces in the room was like, but what it was, everything sounds good loud.
That's right.
Right? And all the beats was being played loud in the A room.
That's right.
So that's where, everybody realized that. So the general consensus was, all right, from now on, when a producer comes through, he got to play his beats on the boombox in the lounge.
That's right.
If they sound good on the boombox,
they sound good everywhere. Everything loud sounds good, and it could gas you up. You hear the bass, you be like, "Oh yeah, it's lit." As soon as you go turn it down, you be like, "This is not that same."
Yeah, right. It's not the same energy. So from there it was, all right, you got to play your beats on the boombox, and it just so happened that the first time that came about was on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and
everybody just happened to be in the lounge.
They used to tell every artist, you call their favorite producers, you call your producers, y'all call the producers you working with, you call the producers you working with. 50 different producers in the studio,
in the lounge,
and everybody had a shot.
Yep, and so the outcome was, if you played something great,
some heat,
right?
You got a T-shirt.
You got the T-shirt. I survived. Keep it real Wednesdays, and you might get like the walk of fame down the hallway.
Everybody shout you out, yeah, love, yo, he got heat, and but for those who did,
if it wasn't no good.
Oh my!
And see, the problem was, and I used to try to stay out the room then, only because, obviously, people look at us as the crew.
Yeah, like.
So if I'm in the room, they're looking at me like as, even if I'm not saying nothing, I'm part of the crew.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting the side, and I'm getting the extra side eye because I'm the producer.
Yeah.
I'm the crew producer, right? So I used to try to stay out the room. And it was always Dane that used to try to get me to come in the room and be like,
Dane,
"What you think?" And I'm like, he's like, "I'm not a music guy. You're the music guy. What you think?" And I'm like, "I'm not doing it."
Dame. See, that's why I'm mad. The world get to see, this side of Dame. They don't know the side that we know. Like Dame was a genuine good guy for the team. He fought for every single person that put that Roc-A-Fella chain on their neck.
Right.
If you walk through them baseline doors,
right,
Dame was out there swinging for you.
No, I will say,
word up.
When my pops died, I didn't come in the baseline telling everybody, but folks started to find out just through word of mouth or whatever. Dame was the first one to come into the room and be like, "Yeah, you good?" And being ready or willing to talk about it.
Nah,
I wasn't in the space to really talk about it too much at the time because it had just happened. like the day before, but he was the first person in the room to be like, yo, anything you need, you
Dame,
know, family, we here.
Dame was a genuine good dude. He was just sharp, B. Right. He was the perfect example of what New York was. Like, if you, like, think, we grew up in the worst era. I always tell my son, and I try to tell a lot of kids that I come across, like, y'all got it good. Y'all friends. Y'all love each other. Y'all don't diss each other.
Right, you support each other.
Like, growing up with my friends, if you came out on Easter and you didn't have on new clothes, his mom's a crackhead. Like, yo, what? No, how about I just didn't have money to go out? She went food shopping, fam. Like, that's more important than this outfit.
Right.
Like,
but that's the difference, I think, in the eras. There's a lot more concentration and a lot more focus on support.
Yes.
Mental health, things of those nature. Right? Like, there was no talk about it.
No.
About that.
And Dame was that. He was that guy that was on your neck. If you wasn't fresh, yo, this bum ass nigga, he ain't pop tags. Look at these dirty ass sneakers.
Right.
I tell a lot of dudes today, they would not survive that Roc-A-Fella wave. That camp that we had in Baseline, it's a lot of people out here today that if they walk through them doors, they will leave out with a shell of themselves because you was getting tested, bro. Right. From state property. Remember, Beans of them put blood on the wall and Baseline. Like, they put blood in the studio, my G. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I can't wait to get Beans up here so we can really get into those type of stories.
If you get into those stories, I will come back. I will come back.
Niggas put blood on the wall in Baseline. Horror movies being filmed in Baseline. Yo, Baseline was a different world.
It really was, but you know, it's so much history that was made there.
Yes, man.
And the thing about it really is, if you don't know that you're making it while you're making it, right? You don't know when you're in the process.
Exactly.
You're just doing what you do. But if you look at just about every great movement, not just in hip hop, but just in general, like Motown had Hitsville, they had their spot. Bad Boy had Daddy's House. You know what I mean? And a host of producers.
Murder Inc. had they had their joint, Murder Inc. What's the name of their studio? Gotti, the Crack House.
Yes. You know,
they had their spot.
Right. You know, if you look at Chung King, you go back to the early '80s, most of the stuff that was coming through Def Jam, you know, or through Rush, was all happening at Chung King, right?
Chung King, damn, I remember that. D&D
almost bought Chung King.
No way.
When he was, Baseline was still around, but it was too busy. And the thing about Chung King, John, the guy that owned it, he had the 2 floors with all the studios, but then he also had apartments on the same floors. So the idea was, me and Hit would have just moved into those apartments and bought the studio. You know, didn't happen for a number of reasons, but Chung King almost became like Baseline South.
Part 2. That's crazy, man. Chung King, fucking D&D was a classic.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, even though D&D was a lot of separate entities, they were all connected one way or another, right? Like between Preem and Digging in the Crates and all them. So, and the Beat Miners, obviously.
Yeah.
So, you know, the studio is more than just a studio. It's a creative hub at that point. But you have all these different energies and all these different entities, rather, you know, frequenting the place every day.
That was a house, man.
Yeah,
I lived there.
Yeah, it becomes a creative hub.
That's right. I lived there. See, state property, Dipset, everybody worked at night. So I would come to the studio. These guys would still be on the couch dead. I'd be waking everybody up. Goo got to go get his coffee.
Right. Go down to the deli on the corner, get his coffee.
Yep, go get his coffee, and then we get into work.
Yep.
That's one thing. I was the daytime morning. I get to the studio 9 o'clock in the morning. By 5 o'clock, I was done.
Even before that, like the way for me was like for us, or rather, when I say for us, I mean like on the studio side, like so me, Shane, Dave, Kamel.
Shout out my dude Shane, man. Kamel, rest in peace, my guy.
Kamel.
Word.
We had the understanding, like, all right, Bleek's gonna show up anywhere between 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Hove's gonna show up around 2. State property might trickle in throughout the day because they all move independently.
Yeah.
Dipset's gonna show up around 8. Mac is going to call us around 11 o'clock and say he's on, or 10 o'clock and say he's on his way.
He ain't getting there to 3 in the morning.
Show up at 3 or 4.
Yep.
Pass out on the couch. Want to rap at 5. But the wild thing is he would be playing the beat on 10. in the
and go to
baseline
sleep.
Augsburgers, go to sleep right on the couch.
And go to sleep.
Go to sleep, then wake up with a rhyme.
Yeah. That's how we did Hypnotic. Yo, bro, he turned the lights down in the studio, remember? He turned the lights down in the studio, had incense burning, and went to sleep.
Yep.
And then woke up and told me, Bleek, I got it. It's record Hypnotic. And I'm like, all right, let me hear it. And I'm like, you do got it.
Right.
He was a genius at that. I don't know. He would dream his verses or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
yo. Because he would go to sleep with the beat playing, wake up, I got it.
Right.
Like, yo.
Which is wild when you really think about it. It's like half his brain was asleep. He was barely asleep because sometimes we'd be like, yo, Matt.
Yes.
But then wake up with the verse. Not wake up and say, all right, give me half an hour.
No, wake up with the verse.
Right.
I'm ready.
Right.
Put me in the booth. Like, what the hell? How the hell you wrote a verse in your sleep? Like, okay, Beans, you got that talent. Okay, I
Right.
see you, baby.
But then it would just be a cycle that would start anew, right? So like after Mac finished, maybe 6, 7 in the morning.
And now here I come.
Right. And it was just wild.
Bright early in the morning.
For years. But it was, and then, you know, luckily Baseline was in the garment district, right? So you could go right downstairs, right around the corner, get a bunch of white tees. If it came down to it, you eventually they put that Holiday Inn or whatever it was next
On the
door.
corner, yeah.
Right, go jump in the shower.
Baseline, we had a nice spot during the day.
Right.
But at night, Baseline block became
It can be a little
that
sketchy
Roscoe.
sometimes.
I remember seeing you out there, all his jewelry, big bracelet, flag in the
bracelet.
cab. Like, yo, Just, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. This is when you heard the song, the creeps come out at night. Get in the car. Where you going? I'll drop you
It
off.
wasn't but we didn't, back then we didn't have Ubers or car services. Like,
And cabs used to be like, where you going?
Right.
I'm not going that way.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was, you kind of didn't have a choice back then. I would tell you, I got kidnapped by a cab trying to get back
Nah,
to
man.
Yo,
Shit.
7 in the morning. This is like 2001. 7 in the morning. I had a studio, like everybody just happened to leave early on Saturday. Like Saturday was the one night you might get a break, right? Because people could go out and move.
Yep, everybody was moving.
Right. So Saturday night, I go to the studio. I mean, Saturday night, I take a break, go home. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Early Sunday morning. I fell asleep on Saturday because everybody had left.
Yes.
Sunday morning, I go to the crib. I used to live downtown. Go to the crib, shower, change, etc., etc. And go back down. Where I used to live in the city, there was always a cab stop along. Just go jump in the cab real quick. So I jump in the cab. And I always used to say the same thing every time I got in the cab. 26.
And 6 or 7.
Go to the corner, 26 and 6, far left-hand corner.
Yeah.
That was my routine. I gave you the same instructions every
26
time.
and
Right?
6.
So we get in the cab. Dude pulls over on 26 and 6 on the near right corner. Now that's nothing to argue about, right? But I had said to him, I was tired. I said, I said far left corner. He's like, no, you said far. He said you said right corner. I said, yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you. So I go to my inside pocket. All I had, I had to get cash later on that night. All I had was $10 on me. Cab ride is $6.70 every day. Take out the 10. As I'm taking it out my inside pocket, it rips, right? Oh. So now this guy just got to finish arguing with me, or trying to start an argument. So I apologize. I say, my apologies. The bill ripped. Still good. You just gotta tape it back together.
He like, hell no.
So he starts beefing about that. He was like, you have to give me another money. I said, I don't have another money. This is all I have. But there's a deli right. There's a deli right there. That we all need to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, we could just get tape and So my thing was, I would have been like, yo, you can keep the 10. You just got to tape it up. Like, I don't even need to change. But now that now that we having a problem, that's out the window. So he comes out the deli, says they don't have tape. I said, I know they have tape. We eat there every day. They tape our sandwiches shut, right? Like, or take the packaging shut on the sandwich. So he's like, I'm like, you know what? Let's keep this. No, so he said, we're gonna go see the police. I said, okay. Remember, the precinct was right by the garden.
Yeah.
Like 4 blocks up. So we go to the.
He drive you to the precinct.
Went to the precinct, pulled over the cab in front of the precinct. Comes out 5 minutes later, said the police said they want to see you. I said, so the police don't want. So the police wanted to see me, they'd be outside.
Exactly.
I'm not walking into a police precinct like, hey, somebody wanted to see me. So he's like, police said they want to see you. I said, bro, I'm not getting out this car. Like, we got to go back to, the original destination was 26 and 6.
That's right. Now we're on 34th and 8th. You wildin'.
Exactly. So then he's like, oh yeah, all right. And just takes off. Speeding cross town, gets down to, which one goes up? I think First Ave goes up.
Yes.
Gets all the way from 8th down to First, and I'm realizing, yo, like, he's not going back to the studio.
Yeah.
Breaks up First Ave. I had my flip phone. This is the flip phone era. I had the.
No, that's when we had the start time.
I'm saying it was the start time.
Yeah.
So I call my partner at the time, and I'm like, yo, and I got one bar of battery left. I'm like, yo, I'm being kidnapped by a cab. She's asleep. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm being kidnapped by a cab. And I don't want to call 911 because I only got one. Barely got any bars left. Call 911 on three.
Yeah.
So she calls 911. I tell them what's happening. They're like, sir, 911 is not for jokes. I said, this is not a joke. I was supposed to be taking 26 and 6.
And this nigga's doing 100 up First Avenue.
Yeah, now I'm on. Yeah, now this guy's speeding up First Avenue, and I'm on 50th. Now I'm on 53rd. Now I'm on 55th. So she realizes what it is. So a couple minutes later, or like 2 minutes later, sirens is behind us.
You lying?
We're still moving.
Yo.
Now there's a police blockade, like on like 70 something, right? There's 2 cars blocking the street. I'm thinking, all right, I'm good. Turns out they was blocking for something else. Cab driver pulls over, and the one officer who's clearly in charge, I see him on his radio. He comes over, tells me to get out the car. So
yeah, get out. Yeah.
But I'm like, but the way he's doing it as if
use the criminal.
Right.
Yeah.
So I hear the cab driver giving a whole false story to the officer. The 2 other cop cars that was coming up behind, they jump out. They start trying to explain to the main officer.
Yeah.
He's not trying to hear it, right? So cab driver gives him a fake story. They let him go. Then the officer comes over to the other 2 officers, like, so what were y'all trying to say? They were like, you just let a kidnapper go.
Word up.
Like, this guy was the passenger. He called 911. We've been chasing it. And you just let the dude go because you automatically just assumed the black guy was the problem. So he gets away. The officer's super apologetic, but he's doing one of these. So I can't see his
badge number and all that.
His info. So the other two officers was like, yo, we would offer you a ride back. I told them I was going to work. I didn't get into the specifics. They were like, yo, we offer you a ride back, but you probably don't want to show up to work in the back.
Hell no, you better out of walk.
Right, so
no worry, officer, I got it.
Dude went in his wallet, pulled out a Metro card in the 20, and was like, yo, this is that cop's badge number. This is the taxi's
medallion, yeah.
Medallion.
That's what they used to call it, yeah.
He's like, if I were you, I file a complaint on both.
Yo, Just, you have no idea how the cab world played into the Dipset life. I remember when I first got put on with the Dipset, and I had to go do the party at La Marina up top. And they like, yeah, go talk to the homie. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's go meet the homie who run La Marina.
Right.
It's the dude who represent the cab coalition, who always on the news. Every time they get a problem with a cabbie, he like, yeah, the cabbies demand more pay. Right. We need security. So I'm like, so he's like, you own a nightclub too?
They're a union representative?
Yeah, he owned La Marina. I'm like, yo,
wow.
Damn. Not the union rep, owned a nightclub too.
Wow.
Well, he got locked up for scamming too with the club. They shut
I remember they shut it down and nobody ever, it was real quiet.
Yeah, no, it ain't quiet for him.
Right.
He got them cuffs.
Wow.
Word
up. I was
up,
wondering
yo.
what happened at that point.
It was like, yo, what the hell? This dude running the cab coalition and a
nightclub.
He out here getting triple paid. Word. Like, one question that I want to know, but somebody, because I asked, I'm like, yo, I got Just Blades coming through. Anything people want to know, people always ask the same normal stuff. It's like, right, cool. But one thing that stood out, somebody said, yo, you got to ask Just, what happened to the original Jay Electronica album? That they said it was on streaming services and somehow got taken down.
It was on streaming for like 2 days. I don't know how it ended up there.
Oh, that's what happened.
But for like 2 days, it was there.
No way.
And it wasn't the finished version that I had, because what it was like, Jay would cut demos because he worked the machines himself, right?
Jay got one verse on 100 different records everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere.
So he would shoot me the demos. I would take them and, you know, flesh them out, do overdubs and arrangements, mixing, shoot it back to Shav, who was his engineer out in Detroit. And it was like a collaborative process. Then, but you know, Jay's a nomad, right? So he'll be in Detroit for X amount of time, bounce down to NO for X amount of time, then just disappear and go off grid. And then one time he did that and he popped up in London, and we all know, you know, what he was doing out in London. So I go out there, me and Goo both go out there like, all right, this is it. Yeah. Like, we got a core amount of things done. Let's get all the files together. And, you know, we started like the idea was to go out there and do like 2 or 3 new ideas just to add on to what the work that was already there. Me and Goo would take it back home and do X, Y, and Z. And then, you know, Jay moves on his own time. So we got some work done. There was time to follow up. Couldn't catch him again. So I think I might be the only person that had like the fully sequenced with the orchestra, the strings and the horns and everything, like all strung together. Yeah. I think I might be the only person who has all that. Then, you know, he shifted gears.
They gonna be on you now, Jess.
him and Ho had the conversation, which led to them doing the joint album. And then shortly after the joint album, all of a sudden, like the demos of, or the original versions of a bunch of the songs from the original album popped up on streaming, and I was like, and it had the homie Frank. Shout out to Frank. It had Frank's artwork and the whole. I'm like, yo, it might have been Jay himself. You know, and then somebody got wind and took it down because it was literally there for like 2 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know how that came about. I was a bit frustrated because once something is on the internet,
it lives forever.
Yeah, you can pull it all. You can pull it from where it originates.
Somebody gonna find it.
Exactly. So, and it's gonna get, you know, regurgitated and spread. Yeah. So, part of me, even though I don't like having my work put out there without my consent, or without my knowledge, or without my stamp of saying it's done, part of me wishes that it was the version that I had with the orchestra. Yeah. Just so people could really hear the full
finish. Yeah, the finished product, man. Right. Like they got the half-done product. That's whack, man.
Right. You know, but it's that's the day and age we live in.
Yeah. Yo, Jay Elect is one of my favorite artists, bro. Right. Like you say, I hear from you and Goo. Getting that boy in the studio, it's like pulling teeth.
But the thing is once he gets in,
he go in.
Yeah, like I remember we were about to do this thing with me, him, and Mos at one point. And this is like the Exhibit C era, like Exhibit C is classic, so maybe like bro. 2010 or 11. He comes through with Mos, like, yo, let's form a group. Okay, here's the beats. Yeah, recorded like 4 joints in one night.
Enough.
And then I'm like, yo, all right, so what's the follow up? Like, let's get, nothing. You know, like, but they're both kind of the same in that way where they move on their own time. Yeah. However, you know, they move independently with a free spirit, right?
Yo, I don't believe they had Mos caught up in the Drake drama. Like, yo, Mos was wild. Yeah. Yo, they put Mos. It's like he never talked. How you pop up in this, my G? Like,
yeah, that was interesting because he's not one to necessarily bite his tongue. Yeah, and
he don't be talking about people like that.
Right, he's not one to bite his tongue, but he's not one that's generally in the mix.
Yeah.
Like that, right, so it was just, I feel like that was a unicorn sighting. Yeah. You know, like just him speaking his mind that freely about another artist.
That's crazy. You can't even talk freely today because any opinion, if it's not good, is hate, and that's whack, man.
The other thing about it is that we live in a culture now where context, as it relates to journalism, is kind of dead. Like what amounts to journalism now is hot sound bites and clips, right?
Clickbait.
Right, the clickbait,
that's
exactly.
It. They want to bait you in the trap and then let the YouTubers and everybody go crazy, Twitter crazy.
But what really bothers me about it is we know that as a culture. Mm-hmm. What bothers me is when outlets that perpetuate actual journalism or purport to perpetuate journalism feed into that. So they'll do a sit-down interview with somebody for an hour, but now they're giving it to you in 5-minute clips with like a hot take headline. And like, and I don't even like, I hate even, the perfect example that I hate to bring up, but it is the perfect example, is there's this one clip, and it makes the rounds every couple of months, about how, with Method Man saying, I hate Kanye West. Yeah. I seen him at a party giving, performing sexual acts, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't even the true clip.
No, what it was, the ironic thing is what Meth was speaking on was the fact that he could say something like that.
And it would go viral.
And it would be taken out of context, chopped up, and then go viral, right? And that's exactly what happened to him, right? So now there's, I see it like once every month, like once every 3 months, it does the rounds.
Every time.
Whether it's making the rounds now because Diddy's in the news. It was making around a few months back because something that was happening with Ye in the news. But it's like every few months that gets perpetuated, which is why like I'm hesitant, and I have been for a long time, to even really do
interviews.
Yeah, much media because I know that it's very easy for the context to get removed.
Yep, and they can misconstrue anything today. People they want to put meaning to what you mean. They like, yo, no, you didn't mean that. This is what you meant. It's like, yo, fam, how you telling me what I meant?
Right.
Like, it makes no sense.
And I feel like it's, I don't want to say it's a generational thing, but one thing that I've seen happen a lot recently is like an artist will talk about what they meant by a lyric, what they meant, what the meaning behind the song was. And there will be fans or people on social media like, nah, you meant this. And the artist is like, I wrote this song as I was going through X, Y, and Z. It's about this. You said X, Y.
Yeah, you talking about homie over here. Yeah, the game now it's
very different. Well, because everybody has a voice now. Not everybody. I think everybody has a voice, right?
Yes.
And I hate to say this, but not everybody needs to have a voice.
Some people need to be stripped of them voices. Like,
some people,
it hurts them more than it
I say this
helps,
respectfully of what you're doing, and I'm kind of doing the same. But like, some people need to fill out an application to buy a podcast kit.
Yes.
Like, you should be approved to have to buy a podcast kit.
Because they think it's just sit there, ask the hot topic questions, make the 5-minute clip, and then go to the party and take pictures. We here now. We lit. We the poppin' podcast. We know we got all the tea. That's what they call it. They drinking tea. I drink water, my man. I don't drink tea.
Well, speaking of which, that's what I was about to say. Like the one dude, this is one guy that went on a rant on a podcast about why we should not drink water. Only animals drink water. Humans should not drink water.
Who the hell said this?
And then he also was talking about how the 808 is actually a frequency.
I seen something about that.
Manipulates humans and they become obsessed with it and it triggers something. This is all the same guy. He should have had,
Yo, it's a lot of people that don't need the microphone.
Amazon, please, just
put a ban on
somebody
microphones.
Somebody wants to buy the Rode Podcaster kit, or the who makes the Steam Deck? Not the Stream Deck. Logitech. All these. Please just make people fill out an application.
Or no, charge them a monthly subscription. I bet you they won't do it.
Yes.
I bet you they won't do it.
Nah, and that's the thing. It's like don't get me wrong. Ideally, yes, everyone should be fairly represented and be able to have a voice.
Yes.
Right? The thing is ultimately,
what's your message? The message can't just be hate and negativity. That's the thing. People put negativity in the world, and then when something negative happens, they in shock. It's like, yo, bro, all you do is breathe negativity.
Perpetuate the negativity.
Yes. Like,
don't be surprised when that's what permeates through society.
Exactly. That's why I said this is just conversations. I want to bring people into our world which they didn't know. Like I was gonna ask you too, like just watching Ye come up, man. You see where Ye at, like. That's my bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He from the bottom with us. So sometimes when I see how the media do him, I feel a little certain way about it. Like, damn, why they doing bro like that? But I know you just even seeing him go this far is like, damn, man, we was in the stew together.
Yeah, nah, like it's a hell of a journey to watch.
Yes.
Going from, him barely being able to get out of Chicago, like calling me like, yo, can I crash at your crib for X amount of time while I'm
working?
Right, trying to make this happen. Because his thing was like, I got to be nearby. Right, the whole thing with coming to Chicago and going back and forth just wasn't working, and it wasn't, but to watch it go from that to where it is now, it's just controversy and whatnot aside,
Yeah.
it's very inspirational to see somebody literally will something into existence.
And bet it all. And bet against the system. Like, he went totally against the grain and came out a winner, man. Like, you know how many people would not even think of trying?
No, I remember, even after he had, like, proven himself to the label, I remember even Def Jam still fronting on things, and he's like, yo, what more
do I need to do?
Do I need to do to show you, like, this is where we're at?
Yeah,
I remember Touch the Sky video, the label wasn't really trying to pay much. He had some bread, but it wasn't like it is now. I want to say he spent, I remember him telling me something like $800,000 out of his own pocket, like clinked out, like, yo, I believe in this project, in this video that much. If the label's not going to do it, I'm going to do it.
That's right.
You know, and came out 800 racks, like, this is where we rent the Grand Canyon, you know, get the Rocket, get everything, you know, get Neil Long, get Pamela, get everybody.
That's
you know,
crazy.
but like, it takes a lot to be able to bet on yourself to that degree.
Yes.
You know, and go against the system that's ultimately they're supposed to be there to support you. You know, go against their wishes or their budget or whatever, just come out your pocket, and it's very inspirational to say the least.
But yo, let's get into the cars, man. A little bit. Let's switch gears for real. Because my man right here started out buying cars, decorating the car, and didn't even drive the car. And now he got Lambos that light up like comic books. That everybody tell me, yo, Bleek, you ain't see Just Blaze's car? I'm like, you saw Just Blaze's car when? He drive now? Like,
so, you know, here's the thing. I moved out to New York at a young age, right? Like, I moved to New York. I must have been 17, 18, with literally $40 in my pocket, right? Came from Jersey to New York. I think I was 17. So I'm coming at the age where most people would start learning to drive or whatever and getting their license. I'm living in the city now.
You don't need a car.
On a wing and a prayer, dial of a dream. So I'm hitting the and I was working at the cutting room or interning and then eventually working at the cutting room. And living in the village, you know, I was living in an NYU dorm. I wasn't an NYU student, but I was living in an NYU dorm. So my whole existence was within 4 blocks. So it was just studio, dorm. And then when I eventually got caught doing the dorm thing, and they banned me from NYU, that's a whole other story.
NYU coming with that degree next week now. You're going to be seeing with Captain Gal, NYU honoring Just Blaze.
They've asked me to speak at NYU 3 times since they banned me. So every time I speak there, I'm like, so technically I can get arrested for being here, but I'm going to talk to y'all anyway. Because, I'm not supposed to be within 100 feet of anything.
Wow.
So I end up moving downtown, financial district, before it was a cool place to live. But now that's just a $6 cab ride.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I moved out the city finally.
Then you started putting.
Then it was like, all right, I gotta move around. So I learned to drive in 3 cars. I got a Tesla, like before people really knew what Teslas were.
Of course.
A little BMW i3, the little box joint, like it's like a little electric smart
car.
The
electric joint,
and a Lamborghini.
Yo, you hear this, y'all?
That's how I learned to drive.
You hear this? And he had an Avalanche, brand new.
Oh yeah, the Avalanche.
Remember, my man Ralph, rest in peace. He decorated the car for you because he did my car. Remember, he was like, yo, Bleek, who did your car? I want to send my car over there. Yeah, he had some type of bone marrow cancer.
Okay.
Yep, and he passed with that. Yep. And yo, I swear.
Was my truck in the Round Here video? No, that was Ralph.
That was Ralph's truck.
That was Ralph's truck at the Round Here video.
Round Here,
right.
The doors going up. And then he did your truck after.
Right after that, yeah.
And you never drove it. I probably saw the truck the day he got it back.
Nah,
and that was it. Never saw the truck again.
But who used to, who would not, Romero has somebody under him, Romero has somebody under him that was doing some driving. I forget who.
Yeah, he had a little, I forgot his name, but I know you're talking about. He was like one of his little students coming out.
So he was driving me. For like a good year or 2, but he was whipping my car like it was a sports car through the city. Like,
yeah, you had them flats, you had them skinnies on that wall.
Yeah, because I had like 24s or 26s at times. So eventually I was like, we can't keep.
Like, you was hurting them.
Yeah.
That summer just
but
just knew how bad he was hurting them.
Was so crazy. I remember I remember the truck we did. Was you on the cover with us? No.
We did the magazine. Me,
Yeah,
you, and the Young Guns. The
Dub,
Dubs. Me, you, and the Young Guns.
I did a different one too. I did one with Dame, I think, and Cam. The writer assumed that my truck was Dame's, and Dame ran with it.
You lying.
God.
You lying.
I remember reading the article like
you was hurting them, boy.
Like, yo, this is my.
Yep. Just was hurting him. He like, Bleek, I need, who did this truck? I need my truck to, I'm like, yo, my dude's gonna lace you. You had the L system, with light up in the whole back.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to put that pressure on these streets.
Yeah,
man.
but now, so like from there, like that car sat forever. We still got it. We use it as like a work truck now.
No way. Damn, that's crazy. Yo, you keep everything, man. When I want to go down memory lane, I'm coming to Just crib.
You know, I still got all my throwback jerseys. I found them in storage, like when I was clearing out storage for the baseline exhibit.
Yeah.
I finally found the box that had them all in there. I found the St. Paul jersey up top. I was like, finally.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
All of us, you know what it was? I had like 7 storage units around the city. And then finally, when I moved out the city, I just put everything in one big unit that was basically the size of an apartment. But I didn't go to it for like 6 years. I just kept paying it, and then finally I was like, you know what? Let's consolidate. And but it's been a wild ride through history. Like I've been finding your masters, all artist masters.
Yo, I know you got so much unreleased music from everybody, man. All of us. We need to do a secret album. Hov, sign off on this, man.
Like a listening joint.
Or you gonna sue me? Fuck it. Take me to. Cause me and Just, we putting out this secret album. The secret album.
All right, but tell them about your not so secret album. What's the thing you working on now?
Oh man, Just, I think I got a classic, man.
Yeah.
Like my first one under my belt, I believe, because I'm giving away. I felt like I wanted to do this. My boy Cheech told me, yo, Bleek, you need to make an album again. And I'm like, if I make an album, I want to come back and give some type of message. Like,
right.
So I don't want to just give the young guys, like, I'm in the club popping bottles, toting straps, and running around fucking bitches like them, because this is not the life I live.
It's not the life you live,
and it's not the life that's reality.
And on top of that, I think the way you would communicate that, just the language and the delivery has changed so much.
Yes.
There's kids that can say those things in ways that people will relate to in terms of language now.
Yes.
That we don't even speak on those terms. Right?
Exactly.
So it wouldn't go over well. I think
so,
taking the approach of like, this is where I'm at now. As a legacy artist and as a veteran artist, that's kind of the approach. The only approach you really can take is make music for yourself that speaks about yourself. Because that whole generation has aged with us.
That's right. And giving them the mistakes I made. Like, everything wasn't perfect. From the Roc-A-Fella veil, everybody think we all had this marvelous, rich, superstar fantasy life. They don't think we dealt with pitfalls and days where we felt like, damn, why us? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think on this album, I showed a little bit more vulnerability on this project, even more than what I did with my main project.
Right.
Like, just to have you on there, Ninth Wonder, Hitmaker, Buck Wow sent me a joyous like, nigga, I'm back in the 90s. Who wants to smoke with me now? So I'm ready, man. Like, it's good, man. I'm about to shoot your video hopefully this summer.
We're
gonna be in the streets with that for sure. Yeah. But like before we go, I want to let y'all know. You let them know where they can find you. You better check my man out on Fresh Pair. He got his own pie with the fresh sneaks on y'all head top.
Yes, sir.
He the J man. He wore some sneakers he only wore on the carpet. That if they left the carpet, he got to take them off. That's how you know them shit's 100,000.
We got the show Fresh Pair. Shout out to Up Rocks and my co-host Caddy Customs. The short of it is, how you watch a late night talk show and the host will have cue cards, right? And that's kind of those cue cards, the talking points dictate the flow of the conversation. We do the same, but we build a custom sneaker around the artist's journey and their career and their life. And all the details are on the shoe, and we basically just point out the details on the shoe. Sometimes they're blatant, sometimes they're very subtle, like it might just be a color arrangement or a texture arrangement. But we use the shoe as the basis for a great conversation. And we've been super fortunate and blessed to have some great artists on there, yourself included.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, T.I., Game, Redman's, Jada has done it, LP from Run the Jewels. It's been great, So we're gearing up now to really get into season 2. Season 1 did very well.
That's what's up, man.
Season 2 now. And yeah, please tune in. New episodes dropping very shortly.
That's right. You already know, man. This has been another classic episode of ROC Solid. My brother is way more than ROC Solid. That's my brother. This
Yes,
blood.
sir.
You see him. You see me. You violate him. You violate me. And I'm the one going to come looking for you. It's another one. You know what it is.
ROC Solid.
Yeah.